Okay, so the audio in the following clip died, but the basic gist of it was that it was 2:02 already and I'd still not started on the minute per hour thing. That's actually okay because the minute per hour thing is not sustainable. It doesn't really work very well because I can't get my work done and I also can't make a good video, which is completely negates the effect of the entire thing. Basically, I'll figure out a way to make it work though, to get work done well and to make the video interesting. So yeah, just bear with us for now. We are making progress.
Oh wow, alright. So I told my sister to help me buy a cable a few days ago. And since she's got Prime, it should be okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I needed. Thank you, sister. If you're watching this, which you're probably not, but that's okay. Alright, so let me explain something real quick. Yes, perfect, okay. So, do you see this third monitor up here? I have not been able to use that one because I don't have a cable actually running from here to my computer. So that's a huge problem. This is just the power cable, so we're gonna go ahead and get that hooked up right now. Well, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be, but we did get the cable in, so hopefully it works now. Booting up the computer now, let's find out. Okay, look at that, 3 monitors. Okay, so this is the third time I'm making this video. The first time it didn't make any sense, and the second time it was 12 minutes long. So we're gonna try again this time. We actually prepared, made some notes, we've got everything behind us, visuals, it's all gonna work out this time, it's gonna be good. It's time for the main content of the day! It's time for the main content of the day! Okay. So, this is the video on how I get work done. Version 3.0. So, let's get right into it. What is the point of all of this? What's the point of this methodology? It's to get more work done faster. Specifically, it's to get twice the work done in half the time. And if that sounds impossible, you'd be surprised. There's people who can work 10 times faster than other people. And that's like an actual thing. And there's people who have increased their own productivity by 10 times, as in they get 10 times more work done in a day than they used to. And what I'm trying to introduce is how hopefully I can learn to go onto that slope. So the purpose of all of this is to get work done faster. And as I explained earlier before in the per aspera ad astra, this is how it works. You do work and then you analyze. It's just that simple. Of course, there's more details and we'll follow that right now. Here are the more details. You can divide all work into 2 different categories. The first are called dailies and the second are called projects. I've got my projects laid out right here and I've got my dailies laid out right here. So dailies are things that you do every day. They're pretty self-explanatory. These are things that you want to just keep up and are good for you to do. So for example, to exercise an hour a day or to pray to your religious view. To me, that's God, an hour every day or something like that. I've got both of those actually up there. Projects, on the other hand, those are different because those actually incorporate goals. So while dailies are only things that you just do every day to stay healthy, to stay happy, good things to do, projects are things that you actually have goals for, so like things that you want to get somewhere with. So these are my projects, and the way you lay this out and the way you actually achieve your goals is you first set out the most ridiculous thing that you could ever think of, okay? You just, an insane goal, that like one that nobody would ever think would be possible. How to make $1 million. So yeah, that's mine, okay. Alright, so now you take that goal and then you break it up. You break it up into 10 different smaller goals. So what's the first thing I can do? Well, to make $1 million, I could start a business. Okay, so to start a business, I'm going to need connections. To get connections, I'm going to need to make friends. To make friends, I'm going to need to get a life. So step 1, get a life. Step 2, make friends. And then you follow that path to your goal. And of course, you don't know how it's going to end up, but you have a rough idea at least when you do this. So now that you've got all of your mini goals and your big goal, you take those goals and you give them deadlines. You give them, say, 2 weeks to achieve each one. Within those 2 weeks, you start making even smaller goals. You start making tasks. And these tasks are the things that you have to do to get to those mini goals. So for example, get a life, mini goal. How can I get a life? Okay, maybe I can start by talking to more people and going outside. I can start going on to this social media, I guess, which is a terrible way to get a life, but it is a way, unfortunately. So there's these tasks that you can do, and then you take those tasks and you say, okay, today I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's called a board, a Kanban board. A Kanban board. To do, doing, done. To do, doing, done. Here are the things you gotta do, here are the things that you're doing, and here are the things that you're done with. You take that, when you're finished with all of that, that means you achieved your mini goal, and then bam, you're one more step to your goal. And suddenly something that seemed impossible, something that seemed absolutely insane, is actually achievable. But that's only one step. That's only one part of this entire methodology. And although that's the fun part, there's the other part too, the analysis. This is a dangerous one. Analysis. What a big word. It's not really that big of a word. What a word. Analysis is how you take your work and you actually figure out, how can I work faster? So while I'm doing my tasks, while I'm figuring out my mini goals and I'm getting there, maybe I'm procrastinating. Maybe I'm doing something else instead of what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe
Edwin, that's like 100% of the time.
I could figure out a way to go faster than I am right now. Maybe the way I'm doing it right now is not the most efficient way. And maybes doesn't do anything for you. That's only halfway. If you don't get full, if you don't do 100%, there's no reason in going there in the first place. So what you do is you take those maybes and you actually transform them into real things. You do 95 minutes of work. Then you take 15 minutes aside, you rest, you break, you let your mind rest, and you say, how could have I done that better? What did I just do? What can I do in the future? And how am I going to do that work better? You answer those 3 questions after every time you go to work, and bam. That is the consolidated version 3 of how to get work done. Of course, there's still more details. There's things called epics, sprints, sessions, pomodoros. There's all these other terms, but that is the basics. Hopefully in a simplified, easy to understand way, and also hopefully useful. So I love this kind of stuff. It makes me really passionate about it because, you know, work defines life in the future for us anyway. And if you can enjoy work and enjoy what you're doing and do it well, the entire world's up to you. You can do whatever you want. And that's why this is really important. So yeah, I mean, that's it for me today. Hopefully I did a better job of explaining the other 2 times. And hopefully animation, or a tiny bit of animation, spices it up. So yeah, that's today's video. I will see you guys tomorrow.